In this recording, I'm going to show you how to set up your track. Make sure your trackers are set up accordingly for the report card. Access the report card templates, and then a couple of suggestions when you are conducting your conferences for what you'll see in your trackers as well. So first of all, if I'm sitting on the home page and I stole Mrs. Nagel's screen in order to do this, the first thing you want to do is you want to go to your Mastery Tracker tab. When you click that, you need to ensure, first of all, that the only two live trackers that you have are the T2 ELA report card and the T2 Math report card. That's really important because if you have any other trackers live, those will appear on the report card as well. Once you have this, to put in the information that you need for the right side of the report card, you click the Report Cards tab. It gives you two different places where you can enter data, but you only need to enter that data into one place, which is either the Math or ELA, it doesn't matter, but you only need to do it once. When I click that button, it'll take me to the template where I have to fill in all of those scores. To do that, one of the things, so you make sure you know what you're doing, which tab you're filling in, is you hover over the tab and it'll show you what it covers. Here are your social studies and science, art, and then music scores as well. And then if you scroll over, and the scrolling tab is kind of hard to find. It doesn't really like to be moving. If you tap on a kid though, it'll move over and you can have all of those in there. And if you just hover over, you know which ones you're filling in. On top of that, you can fill in comments for each student as well in those particular areas too. You should have received all of your templates from the music and the PE folks in order to fill in their scores as well. And then on the bottom, you just have to remember to hit Save Changes or they won't be saved. Once you do this, and you've completed all of your trimester assessments and have your trackers in, you should be set. That's all you should be expected to do and have it ready for the report card. If you go back to the Mastery Tracker, a couple of things as we've messed around with this, different folks have given me suggestions and showed me things that happen, is when you click into your report card tab, you notice that you'll have all of your stuff filled in. If you aren't comfortable with a particular score that a student got, what you can do is you can click into each standard where you would like to make an adjustment. You can create a offline assessment now that has changed a little bit since our training. It's called Enter Raw Scores, and you could probably just call it the T2 Final Assessment. Make your tab a score of 3 because we're not doing any 4s. Mastery is 3, near mastery is 2. Add to the tracker. And then what you'll be able to do is adjust the scores of any of the students in your class. So if you saw a student that you didn't feel should be at remediation, maybe they're more suited to be at a near mastery level, I could change that score to a 2, and that will automatically, as soon as I click out of the area, adjust that student's score. You do not have to adjust everybody's score. You can just adjust the score of the student you want to change. Nothing more and nothing less. That is one way to do it. Another thing to notice is, if you go back to your tracker, is if you were utilizing a different tracker before the T2 trackers, which most of you were, it's important to realize that in different areas where you have flagged scores, does not look like Mrs. Nagel have, but if you see a little flag in the corner here, the score will show up on the report card, but the assessment won't necessarily when you click into a particular kid's scores. So if I go and I pull up my kiddo here, if that assessment came from a different tracker, it will not show up in the bottom here. The color will show up, but the bottom part will not show up. And so I think that's important to realize too as you go through and look at this. A few things that we've noticed about looking at the individual tracker, This report does not print well. I wouldn't recommend printing it unless you had a parent that absolutely wanted it printed. Otherwise, I would just show them these scores. Either maybe the easiest place, because it's a little bigger report, is just to show it on your Promethean board when you're visiting with the parents, or they can just see your assessment. There was some concern about what if that parent, you don't want to show the parent other student scores, and so what you can do is you can switch other trackers. You can switch between the two trackers for that student um, without showing the full tracker to the parent, and so that can be helpful. Um, if you have any questions, would like to meet with me separately just to talk through some of this stuff, I am always available. Please just let me know when you want me to come, either before we do the report cards at the end or otherwise. I will put this video out and then we will go from there. I'm sure I didn't cover everything in this little video, but if you have more questions, please contact me at the Brave Center. Thank you.